So why did I quit my job at a bank and come to Japan? I don't work at a bank now, so why? Even though I was growing up in the Midwest, I still felt very multicultural, Swedish, Norwegian, Chilean for food, like it was like empanadas or lefse. And so, study abroad or not? It was an easy yes, definitely going to study abroad. The hard question was where I was going to study abroad. And it wasn't Japan right off the bat. And I came to that decision in the fall of 2006 when I was a sophomore. And because I wanted to study abroad in my junior year, that meant I had about 5 to 6 months, maybe about 5 months really, just one semester. And I wanted to study abroad in the fall so I could be back in the spring. There were a lot of reasons for that. So then I was asked, do you want to stay with a host family or do you want to stay in a dorm? It was very obvious. I cannot imagine not staying with a host family during my time abroad. At which time they told me, well, you have to know this much Japanese a year. You have to know a year's worth of Japanese, and you are at 0. And I'll admit, at the time I knew konnichiwa, sushi, Toyota. That was kind of the extent of my Japanese. I think if it had been anyone else, they would have said, you know what, never mind, I'm just going to stay in a dorm. But for me, I really wanted to stay with that host family. So I said, okay, I'll take that textbook that you're using. I'm going to study it during my winter break. And when I come back, I'm going to pass into that second semester and secure my spot in the homestay program. And that is exactly what I did. I went to Japan and I came back. I majored in Japanese and I also majored in finance. I have no idea at that time how much of an impact just taking that textbook home that winter really would have on my life. But then after graduation, I went to work at a bank. And it wasn't like Goldman Sachs. It wasn't a big bank, no signing bonus, just a local Minnesota financial institution. I worked as a teller. Why not? And this place that I worked at was a place that really tried hard to put their members first. Because banking, money's not fun. You don't want to deal with money. Money is stressful, the source of anger and frustration. There's never enough money. And so it was our job to try to bring the human side out of banking. And people would come in, they would talk to us, try to talk about not just their financial life, but just their life in general. I remember one guy who came in and told me about his bean sprout business. I don't think I can forget that now. I didn't ever expect to have a conversation about a Minnesota man's bean sprout. The interesting thing about working as a teller is that you know exactly how much money people have in their account. Open up their account, you see $100,000, $200,000. Other times, open up their account, a few hundred. Spectrum. But what I really came to understand was that the people with the least amount of money had the most to say. And they were the most friendly. They would talk for 10, 20, 30 minutes. There was one guy that's all he did. He would just come in, deposit 20, the next day withdraw 20. The point really was he just wanted to talk to people. You really were trying to connect with people. Maybe they wanted to buy a car. They had to talk to me first. And we had to talk about their plan, and we had to talk about where they're going and their job and their life and why they need a car. And it was a really great conversation. I really just enjoyed being a part of those people's lives, even if it was just for 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes a week. But in the back of my mind, Japan, I kept thinking about it. I kept thinking, man, I want to go back. How can I go back? One of the options was the JET program. I liked how the CIR job sounded, but I couldn't make up my mind if I should apply or not. So I called one of my best friends. He had gone to Japan as well. He told me that he had applied the year before and he didn't get in. And so I thought, oh, this is perfect. Okay, you apply, I apply, we're gonna go for the interview, we're gonna both go to Japan. This could be great. Got my application, my letters of recommendation, and went to the interview, all without telling my boss at the bank. The CIR position, there's only a few hundred in the country anyway, so my odds of getting in, I just didn't even, bother, right? So you can imagine my surprise when I got in. Suddenly I had a really big decision to make. Think about 10 years down the road. Bank as a manager, with a nice house, glass of wine, or around people that you don't know, start from 0. That's scary. You don't know. It was a big opportunity, but also a really big risk. Now, when I think about what was going through my mind at that time, I just had to get out of there. Maybe there was something for me. I felt like I wanted that adventure. I wanted to go work and live on my own in Japan. I don't know why. I don't think I was trying to prove to anybody anything. But I just wanted to go and do that. And when I told my boss at the bank, he told me, I'm really happy. I think this is right for you. Like that, one of your employees just decides to ditch you, but you realize that this is actually what he wants to do. That really speaks to the kind of amazing organization that it was. And now 5 years later, I'm still here. And I can say without a doubt that decision that I made to pick up that textbook in 2006 and then to quit my job in 2011, that there have been very, very few decisions in my life that were so pivotal in shaping who I am today. And all of those fears that I had about moving away from home, friends, from a comfortable job. Now I have more friends than ever. I have a great job, glass of wine, with someone that I love that I would have never found if I hadn't come to Japan. And I just feel better about who I am. Okay, and now I'm not advocating taking a risky decision every time. The reason why I took that risk was because I was curious. What possibilities have I not explored? And I was also passionate about exploring those possibilities and passionate about Japan. So I'm not advocating taking the risky choice, but what I am advocating is taking the risky choice if it is born from a passion and curiosity that just comes naturally. Because I believe passion and curiosity, they won't let you down. They're only going to guide you. Yay! And that's why I quit my job working at a bank and moved to Japan. Thank you very much for listening to my story. It was a pleasure talking to you. If you like this story and want to hear more about what it's like to live in Japan, like this video and leave a comment. I read all my comments. Some of those comments maybe I can talk more about in the next video. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you around in sunny Tokyo. Yeah. Beep.